is discussion actions on the meeting from the June 16, 2021 meeting. Motion to approve. Second.
Terry?
Aye.
Melinda? Aye. Charles? Connor?
Aye.
Norm?
Aye. All right, next is discussion action on the June financial report. Jody, you're up.
All right, starting off, we have $661,311.06. We have $150,000 for the Alva Arena Authority, $3,000 for the Alva Chamber of Commerce Northwest Oklahoma Visitor Center, $28,800 to the Big Cruise and Car Show, $4,500 to the Alva's Crazy Cool Boulevard Cruise, $12,600 to the Alva Chamber of Commerce Tourism Promotion and Marketing Project, $6,000 to the Northwest Oklahoma Junior Rodeo Association in July, $10,400 to the Alva High School Northwestern Shootout, $12,500 to Alva Rotary Club, $6,000 to the Nessatunga Golf Tournament, $500 for future, $2,500 for standing, which leaves us with $427,511.06. And I'm going to be turning in the $12,600. It's going to be shy under that. I'm waiting on an invoice from the print shop. And then once I get that turned in, I think it'll be probably close to, down to $10,000. So.
I move that we approve the June financial report.
Second.
Is it June?
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second.
Melinda? Aye. Charles?
Aye.
Connor?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Norm?
All right. Okay, first is discussion action on Alva Chamber of Commerce Tourism and Promotion and Marketing Projects not to exceed $14,100.
You can send over here too. I'm just going to be over here. Okay, so we have our president here also is Hannah, and then we have our vice president, which is Melissa, and we have Emma Klein, and she is our communications technology specialist. And first we'll start off with her kind of giving a review of everything, the last 6 months of tourism that the chamber has done with the $12,600 previous that we got from you guys. So if you would like to give the report, and that is what is on in front of you. It's all printed out. She did an excellent job kind of highlighting it. So if you want to talk about that, go ahead.
Yeah, just a couple of the social media posts that I made that I want to touch on is the 30-second tourism commercial video that we posted on Facebook. It reached 11,494 people, which means that it was shared a lot on Facebook and a lot of people watched the video. And also the 3-minute promotional video that we shared on Facebook reached almost 8,000 people, had a lot of engagements on the post. So this includes all of the posts that I've made on Facebook directly relating to tourism. I have also gotten into the Alva Chamber of Commerce Google business page and updated the website, put our tourism website on there so that it no longer says alvaok.net. That way when people Google search Alva Chamber of Commerce, the tourism website shows up and they can click directly on that.
So the first thing that I want to talk about, I forgot to bring it, is on the advertisements. So right now I have $4,760 that is going to go through the Travel Oklahoma. We've got the Oklahoma Outdoor Guide, Oklahoma Today, and then Discover Oklahoma doing the commercials again, because the commercials have been a huge hit, and we were able to get a good price for that to run in the fall time. So, and then that's going to also include the Red Carpet Country Guide, so I don't have to ask that individually. And I feel like there was one more, but I think that covers everything. So, and that could also, the 8,000 could go on Facebook. We've done the boosting and stuff also. So this is what we have, and for right now, what we're dealing with. And I think Emma's done an excellent job helping promote our tourism for Alva. And if you guys have any questions, please ask away. And the website, obviously, that's the biggest thing. We got the website up and going. We presented that at our gala, and I mean, can you average tell us how many clicks that we get on it, or?
Probably about 12 per week that I can see just on Google. So that doesn't include people searching it themselves in the search bar or on Facebook.
And we were averaging about maybe 10 visitors stopping in the month. I mean, in the months, a lot of people are stopping in because of traveling to the state parks around us. And then we just visit with them, and a lot of them are staying in town and wanting to know what to do around the area. So, and I think definitely with the UTV takeover that's coming up soon with the car show, I know people are asking about where to stay and RVs and parks and all of that jazz.
So do you have any plans to boost that website traffic? I mean, is there some ideas on boosting the website traffic?
I'm planning on running a Facebook ad using the 30-second promotional video that has a link to the website on that. Right now, with our temporary budget for Facebook boosted posts, it's not going to run for very long, but I can keep running it as many times as we want to.
And the website, we have to have a maintenance fee, and that's $175 a month. So, and that covers everything. But Emma and I are able to get on there and make edits like that. So it's very user-friendly. We're very thankful for that. And then on the chamber side, we're going to eventually have our website going along with it. We haven't made that point yet, but that is our next big step for the chamber, is to have our website and our online directory also.
When do you think that might happen?
Hopefully in the fall, winter is what our goal is. So our main goal was to get the website up and going, and we did. So
what's the address for the website?
Visit alvaok.org.
Yeah. And it's very user-friendly on your phone, and that's the one thing that we wanted. So, and we've got a couple of people that have emailed the website and wanted information off of that too.
We've given money before to the situation that
Do what?
tourism has given money to this project before.
Yes.
You don't indicate how much it was the last time.
That I sure didn't. Well, back in February, it was $12,600. And so this is additional, I made it a little bit more. I don't think I'm gonna probably get the 14, but I did make it a little bit more for the advertisements because in the fall time. But that's how much I forgot, I am sorry, I did not put that there. But the $12,600 is what I asked back in February. And once I get the invoice from Northwestern, I'll get that turned in and we can get that paid.
So have we got an idea of approximately what this is gonna run per year to run this program?
I mean, once we get everything situated, I mean, I can come back to you guys and ask like what you would like for us to advertise in. I mean, I could be more than glad to do that instead of just taking reins and just doing it.
So you said that you think that the final on the first 6 months is gonna be around $10,000,
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
And I just
Charles, you could
overestimated.
say, all right, so they did the first 6 months for 10,000.
Mhm.
They're asking for 14. If they use the whole 14, it would be 24,000 for the year.
Yeah. But the website is what cost us more and that we had to pay for out of the chamber budget because the monthly fee, all of that, it's way more than what we didn't know what it was gonna be,
So
so.
that'd be an ongoing, reoccurring.
Yeah, the $175 is, yes.
It looks nice though on the phone. I mean, like,
Good,
I mean,
yeah, it's wonderful on the phone. So, but that kind of put the chamber, down a little because we had a additional pay for it, because we only had $2,500 for the website, but we didn't know, obviously, so, but we gotta have the maintenance of it. And that includes like the protection and everything. I mean, I don't know all the logistics like Emma does, so. I'm just so thankful to have Emma, and I could rave about her all day, so thank you. Just wanted to shout that out to you for all that you do for us, and she's doing a wonderful job on the social media part, so thankful to have her for that. Yeah, Melissa, do you have anything?
I'm just here for
I appreciate it. Connor, do you have anything else in this?
No, I mean, I think it's just forward progress, getting along, getting through I think there's been a complete turnaround, and, kind of getting through that we're kind of through that, I guess you could say, so now can kind of somewhat begin to operate and function how we'd like to.
Yeah.
So that, kind of at that point now. So, things are going good, I think.
So, now this doesn't have anything to do, this is just the website, is that right?
And the marketing of that, like advertising in the Oklahoma Today, the Red Carpet Country Guide, the Outdoor Guide, and then the commercials, the 30-second commercial on Discover Oklahoma. And I forgot to bring that paper, and I could email all of
It
that.
also includes the social media that
Yeah,
is doing.
yes, because we have to pay for the part-time, which would be Emma, so,
Taking on what was previously Visit Alva.
right.
Right, it really includes everything that our tourism subcommittee is doing.
Yes,
All the
yes,
different
yes.
things, including the website.
Correct.
So the Visit Alva that would become the Chamber's encumbered that and is taking that on along with everything else that we're adding to it. So refresh memories here and all the new stuff and different things we're doing. It can kind of get jumbled, but took on Visit Alva, Chamber encumbered that, and then all of this extra stuff that we're doing is part of this.
So there's $10,000 that says, well, $9,600 for staff. So who is the staff that goes to?
Emma.
So Emma gets $9,600.
Well, I mean,
It says $6,000 plus $3,600. Chamber staff, dedicated tourism development.
okay, so
So
the
who's the $6,000?
6,000 is what I get from you guys.
Okay, that's what
Yes.
you normally get.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes, sorry.
that's where,
I wasn't looking at that, yeah, that's correct.
that's why I was asking,
Yeah.
it's just website.
Yeah.
So that's regular $6,000
Yeah,
that we.
that I get from you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought I would include
thought-
that because you guys do give that to us also.
Well, and that's not part of
Right.
this request.
Right.
Yeah, it's
But I
not,
just
but
wanted to show
it's
that.
on there, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out
Right.
who else we're paying besides Emma.
Yeah, right, yes.
Okay.
And that average like month,
Yeah, that's the normal.
Yes.
Yes, no, that, and so the 3,600 this is for a quarter,
6 months.
for 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you remember when we came in February, we were just gonna do 6 months instead of a year and
Right.
come back and kind of show you guys what we had done for the 6 months, what we got accomplished.
And then we'll do the same thing.
There's been some hiccups along the way.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I think
Anytime
we're
you start
moving.
something new, that's how
That's
it
right.
is, you know?
Well, you guys should hop in and take credit for the fact that our March quarter was bigger than last year's March quarter.
Yeah.
Very good.
I was gonna
So
mention
it's like, you
that,
should
but
go, oh, see what our tourism is doing.
I wanted to be humble.
We approved
That's
this
right,
on
that's
one
right.
condition that this is true.
We want this every quarter, yes.
And I believe it's gonna get, bigger because of all the events that are coming up. I mean, it's gonna be a busy fall for sure. It's gonna bring a lot of people in town.
Yes. That's a good thing.
Yes, it is. I'm excited.
So is this enough money for you? I mean, I'm not trying to,
Oh, I'll
you
take
know,
more.
but I'm just saying, like, I think that this is one of the most important things that the chamber does.
Mhm.
And I want to make sure that you are adequately funded to do it in the best way that you can.
Yeah, I think the advertising is what gets us the most, and I want to expose ourselves as much as we can. So, yeah, I mean, in 6 months, we can see what we have to show for it. I know I already got one hit off of the Oklahoma Today guide, so that's great to see.
And it just came out too, didn't it?
Mhm.
Yes.
So.
So,
And I recently joined Oklahoma Chamber of Commerce Executives, and I went to a retreat, and I'm already learning so much about that, and there's so many chambers that deal with the tourism also, and so I'm glad to learn more from those chambers also, so.
yeah. That's good.
And I will have 4 classes of what they call it, learning more, so, and that's gonna be starting in August, so I'm excited for that. And I got a scholarship for that to cover that, so that's kind of great too, so,
That's really good.
yep.
So who approves the advertisements that,
Myself and the board,
The board.
Emma and, yeah,
Emma and Jody report to the board
Yeah.
monthly, and, they're directed monthly kind of
Mhm.
as far as that goes. But in terms of, individual decisions and all of that, they do it
Right.
through the guidance of the board.
and with the Oklahoma Today, they rave about how much they love our Center of It All ad that we have, and so that's the one that we're keeping in this, I think probably for 2022, we're gonna have to change that since we've used it so many years. But they love that ad and they encourage us to keep using that ad.
But if it's working,
I know.
like, it might seem old to you, but
Mhm.
people that don't see it every day,
Mhm.
you know,
And that's what they were saying that a lot of the Enid, they do the same ad too because it catches the eye like, oh, I've seen that before, and that's what they think will happen with ours. So, and I've got a great representative on the person that for the Oklahoma travel, so I'm glad to have her contact. So,
I move to approve the request. $10,000.
I second.
Motion and a second.
Terry,
aye.
Charles, Melinda, Connor,
Aye.
Norm.
Aye.
Thank you
All right,
guys.
thank you. Next is discussion and action on the Nescatonga Arts Festival, not to exceed $9,400.
Hello, my name is Erin Davis, and I am the current Nescatonga Arts and Humanities Council President. and I am working with the Nescatunga Arts Festival, and this is our proposal for this year. We've moved our date to November 6th to continue to have the festival, and it's our first year to really plan for it in the fall, and we're hoping to have a really nice turnout. So, any questions? If you look through, you can see that this year we're bringing a lot of new things. One of the things that April's here to talk about, if you have any questions, is our sugar show. So that's going to be a brand new thing. It's going to bring in a new variety of artists. And then also we're going to have pop-up booths. That's something that with businesses in town, they have the opportunity to have these small displays in their windows that local artists, if they want to, they can rent that out for $10. And it's a small way for them to display their art leading up to the festival. And maybe we haven't decided if we'll do it throughout the year as well. But it's a more affordable way for maybe some students and others who can't afford the $25 booth fee.
On the sugar show, we decided to, Charlotte asked us back in 2000, when we were planning last year before COVID, some ideas to add to Nescatunga. So I brought this up because I've seen an international sugar show over in Tulsa. It was very impressive, and it wasn't just the artists who came. It attracted huge crowds who just liked to see the artwork. And I was impressed by that, and I thought, well, you know, if we could incorporate that in Nescatunga, bring in a whole nother group of people who normally would not come to Nescatunga. And I've called to, there's an international, okay, it's called ISIS, but it sounds like the terrorist org. It's the International Cake Expo Society. And they are international artists who, this is their passion. And our Oklahoma representative is Sherry Randall. And I've talked to her about, in conjunction with having an art show, also having a couple of artists come in and do workshops. So this way we could recoup some of our costs by charging admission to the workshops and attract some. I know that there are a lot of ladies here in town and in the surrounding area who do this as part of their business or as a hobby, who would be really interested in having a professional come and show them some new techniques. So that's why we put that into the budget this year, having a couple. She gave me the estimate about what it would take to get a couple of people into town and pay their gas here and back. And so we put that in, thinking that would be a nice kind of complement to having the sugar show itself. So the idea is to bring this to Alva because there is no other event like this in Oklahoma. If you want to show your artwork, you've got to go to Texas, or you've got to go to Missouri, or Reno, Nevada. You've got to go someplace else to actually be able to show your artwork. So if we could get this established in Alva, it would be great, because there is no other place for them to go if they want to show their art in this region. So I think it's a great opportunity.
Is it just cakes, or is it
Well, we
any
want
kind of like sugar art?
kind of, it's going to be cakes, cookies, and cupcakes.
Okay.
Because not only do we want to kind of attract these professionals, but we also want to have local talent do theirs. And so the way we've set it up this year is we're going to have, there are artists who do this professionally who don't mess with the actual cake. So they just get those styrofoam dummies, cover them, and then they put their artwork on those. So we want to include that, but we also want to encourage people who actually have to battle with cake and make it work. And so we're going to have two divisions. We're going to have those people who just want to show their work and other people who want to be judged on taste and appearance. So that's going to be incorporated in there too. So. And we're hoping that with the artists that come for the workshop, they can be two of our judges and maybe have another local caker be the third judge. And so kind of put that in there.
So the registration fee that you show in revenue, that's just the booth rental is what that is?
And we do have a lot of, like our registration form has a lot of different options. We were trying to think of a way for, just to kind of break it up a little bit. And so we have also established a late fee. It's kind of been, I think we're trying to take a little bit more in a sense. So we've kind of just added a couple more things to allow people to participate at different levels.
membership dues, or that's just people who belong to Nescatonga?
I'm excited to see it continue, because there's been a lot of, is it gonna happen, is it not gonna happen? And, I mean, I think it's obviously nobody could do anything last year, but I'm glad you guys have picked it up and are.
Will November be the new annual timeframe?
We haven't decided. We're going to see what the turnout is for this one and also get feedback from the artists. We know that typically it is the first Saturday in June, but we've also run into, with having it at that time, there are so many other events at that time. And, we've also been told by other people, if you just move your event, then we can make it to your event. And there's events that aren't going to move. You have K101 Bowl, you have other events that's just how they always fall. And it's not that Nescatonga changed to that date. Nescatonga's always been on that date. And so we're at the point where we want this to be successful. And so we're going to try something different to get more people involved and just see the numbers and get feedback. We've already had a lot of feedback from other artists who, whenever we've kind of put the word out there, that they're excited because it will be a lot cooler. So they're really excited for that. And it will be inside. So that's another thing that we're going to try. It will be at the fairgrounds instead of out on the lawn. So we're excited to see what that will do.
And with the cake show, if we did it in June, a lot of them would not come because that's wedding cake season and they won't come. So if we try it in the fall, we'll see what kind of a crowd we get and how that works. So.
And we're trying it with both the Sugar Show and Arts Festival together, but there has been talk with the committee. We are doing it together, and there are people, like April would love to keep them together, but there are also people on the committee who have talked about, if possible, if there are people that want Nescatonga Arts Festival to move back to the June date, then maybe the Sugar Show continues in November and Nescatonga moves back to June. But it's all just we're gonna have to wait to see after this first event to see how it goes.
And there's a newsletter that goes out to the ISIS organization that we can put a blurb in that's a monthly newsletter to let them know this opportunity is here. And also there are cake shops around the state that, once they know that this is happening, they can let their clientele know. There's one in Tulsa. I've talked to the owner, and she said as soon as we have everything nailed down, she will email everybody that comes to her shop to get supplies and things about the opportunity. So as soon as we get everything nailed down, we can start publicizing and see how many people we can bring in. So.
I think, my feeling is that the date moves could be a good thing.
Yeah,
I think that the June thing is
Seems like
over
we've seen a
with.
steady decline
Yeah,
over the,
I think
since my
I
children
think you're
were
making
small.
a wise
to-
choice, giving it a try. by
I'm
doing
super
it.
excited. I move we approve that $9,400 for the Nescatonga Arts Festival and Sugar Show.
Second? Motion second?
Connor,
Aye.
Melinda, Charles, Terry,
Hi.
Norval.
Aye.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
guys so
ladies.
much.
Great.
Thank
Good-
you.
good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
Next is discussion and action on lights over Alva not to exceed $5,100.
Hi. So, like we had last year, honestly, our plan is very similar to last year. We were just very encouraged by our college to not have it just because of their concern, which I understand completely. COVID was pretty bad. So we decided to postpone it to this year. This will be our third year. This is an event that we want to continue to grow over the years. We also understand that right now, sponsoring and even tourism money is not going to be how it is now for the next couple of years. So we are staying with the same plan that we had last year during COVID. So this is an annual event. It attracts Northwestern students and Alva residents. We have 4 live bands. We have most athletes coming down, they're able to sign autographs for kids that are in Alva, that are from Alva. And we also have it ability for booths to be set up by businesses all over town. That way, just because you're not downtown on the lawn doesn't mean you can't have a booth. People know where you are. For example, Northwest Nutrition that everybody loves because we know it's there, but college kids may not. So them coming down, having a booth would allow a lot of college students to see that they exist. The date also is August 28th, not the 30th. I'm not sure why it says the 30th, but it's a Saturday. We chose that Saturday because that is a time with no football, no volleyball. We are not corresponding with the Freedom Rodeo, so we're not fighting for rodeo kids on that. It is an open Saturday, which was very rare, so we jumped on it pretty quick. Do you guys have any questions? I know this is kind of the fourth time I've been up here at the same event, but also I was able to get the same deal from the bands that we had scheduled before, which was amazing because 2 of those acts are now headliners in Stillwater. One of them tours and was a headliner for Weedstock in Stillwater, the replacement concert that they had for Calf Fry, the smaller version. So that'll be amazing to get all of those college students to come up to Alva to see him.
So the bands will be playing downtown?
Yes, sir.
So if you, and it's a small amount, but if you get this money from us and you get your revenue as decided, then you have a surplus, which is a good thing. Do you roll that over year to year? Is that what you-
No, so if we actually get, and again, I wanted to stay off businesses as much as possible this year just because I know COVID has hit a lot of people. But if we get fundraising and sponsors from businesses enough, then we will not use as much tourism money. So we will only use what we need, basically. As long as that is okay with you guys.
So, let's say it's a normal year, what are your future plans for the event?
Future plans involve more artists, maybe different artists than besides just music. The ability for bigger games. We do allow our businesses that come and have a booth to have their own games set up. I know Alva State Bank had a big blow-up activity area for a lot of kids, things like that. So just for that to grow and for businesses to get more promotions, more prizes coming up for college kids, just make it basically where people want to come, that it's something that people look forward to. And then possibly going to a multiple day kind of thing where people stay in Alva even longer, get hotels here, things like that.
You probably already said this, but when does school start?
School starts the 16th
16th.
of August. This is also something that, and I didn't know this last year when I was asking, but a lot of our students said that their parents actually came to town to go to this since it was a family event. So that was actually a big, weird attraction that we weren't expecting, but we got, so I was really happy about that.
So how long will each band play?
An hour. Yep.
So they'll play till 11.
Yes, sir.
So are you part of an organization at Northwestern that could maybe label this some type of a family day or something like, how a lot of universities have a family, well, it's usually, a dad's weekend or mom's weekend or family day? Is
Um,
that something that could be maybe?
I could definitely talk to SGA. I know that in the past that they've been involved and helped before, volunteer-wise. I don't think it would be hard for them to,
To get maybe families to come and stay, you know, their kid's been in school for a couple weeks and
yep, just,
check on them.
yeah.
You might wanna see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just on that.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely talk to Ethan Sackett with SGA.
So where's the football team that weekend?
They are actually not playing that weekend at all. They don't have a game, they don't have a scrimmage scheduled. It is a free weekend. I did not expect it, to be completely honest, to be able to get all athletics and on a free weekend.
Yeah, the Thursday game.
Connor, any thoughts?
No.
Your business sponsors, are you going door to door on that, or you just mailing out?
We do mail out the 3 different sponsorships that you could do. You could either just do a booth, which is a $25 charge. You could be a headlining sponsor, which is $200, which, I mean, you're mentioned after every performance, you're thanked, you have a banner there if you'd like, kind of things like that.
Are these figures close to what you raised the previous one?
Yeah, this is actually what we had raised before COVID, so. That is. And to be fair, I say before COVID, before we were asked not to do it last year because of COVID. COVID had already started and we still have business sponsors, but this is what we had gotten. This is kind of what I expect just because people are still trying to bounce back from that hardship.
I do think it would be really good if it was affiliated with something on campus, you know?
Yes.
I agree with Terry on that.
We have had SGA in the past volunteer and help with that, and I don't mind contacting Ethan and asking him. I do know that a lot of the coaches are pretty persistent with their players on actually being able to go out and see what we have to offer in town, that we have a movie theater that's adorable, that we have holders that has ice cream, things like that. Mainly because it's easier for them to recruit if there's actually things that are here. I also know that Northwestern used clips from Lights Over Alva in the past in their recruiting videos. So that was pretty nice.
So when you had it in 2019, how many people do you think stayed in Alva? Like maybe like the bands, how far away did they come from?
I know that our bands all had hotel rooms that they got in Alva. Like I said, it was actually a surprise, and I had a lot of people tell me last year that they were really sad that Lights Over Alva wasn't happening because their parents had come to town, and like you said, they come to see their kids because they're more missing their kids, and their kids are missing home, kind of thing. So.
I think I would agree with Terry and Melinda if it, with it being focused on parents and students coming to the event, if you were able to make sure you were tied into that so that Northwestern, the campus knows, then I think it would be a good thing, especially if parents are coming for that weekend. That would be the purpose and the idea of it. So, and if you know, if you're coming back next year, you're saying, we're doing this much more, I need this much more money because the event's growing and getting bigger. So that would be my thoughts on it, for me to say, okay.
Yeah, the college students don't need to stay in a hotel room, but their parents do.
Yes.
So that's important because that's where all of our money comes from. So.
And I do see this being a better chance than a lot of things that we funded, to have some people stay. I mean, you talked about the bands, who stay in the hotel room, and parents last year, and I think what I've personally seen as a business owner, people want to get out and spend time with their families, and I could see this being that type of a weekend, and I would really like to give it a chance to happen and see what happens. Like I said, we funded things that don't have anybody staying in a hotel room. So I would make a motion to approve the amount of whatever it was. I don't have that paper. 5,100?
I'll second.
We have a motion, second.
Charles?
Aye.
Connor?
Aye.
Melinda?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Norval?
All right. Quick question.
Yes.
What do you have to pay your headline band?
My headlining band, I actually got really, really lucky. His normal charge is $4,000, and he's giving me his, because he just blew up during COVID. His albums went crazy, and so his normal charge now is $4,000. He gave me for $1,500.
Nice.
What's that cover? What's his,
Him
He
and
says
his
I'll-
full band.
huh?
Him and his full band.
And they come perform for an hour.
Yes, and they buy their own hotel room, so I don't have to do that, which is pretty nice on my part.
Yeah. If you come see us again next year, I hope you'll have some figures and some of the things we
Able to
talked
make
about.
it more of
Yeah.
a weekend than
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Correct.
The good thing is Alva's, it's good and bad. Alva's so far away from everything. If you want to come and stay till 11 o'clock at night,
You need-
you're gonna get a hotel room
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But thank you guys, I really appreciate it.
Especially if you get a beer truck.
We actually, the pool wants to be one of our sponsors, and they want to be able to do a wet bar at the Lights Over Alva.
It's interesting.
That's really sweet. Oh.
The parents will be here, it'll be all right.
All right. I see the mayor is here. Are we needing to do executive session?
I really don't have anything to add, but if you guys have questions, we can do that in executive session.
Does anybody have a question that we need to go into executive session for? We have nothing new to add?
It might be okay to go in, and maybe I'll ask you guys a question.
Okay.
I think we should, if that's okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to.
All right.
If I have to say.
Motion to go into executive session.
Make a motion, we go into executive session.
Second.
A motion and a second.
Melinda?
Aye.
Charles? Norval?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Connor?
Aye.